Hey, busy crafters, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Today we are doing something different. We are making Nestle Toll House famous fudge. This fudge is on the back of any of their semi-sweet morsels, and it will also be in the description box below. We started off by putting 1.5 cups of sugar into the pot, and I put all of these into the pot first, and then I go ahead and add 2/3 cup of evaporated milk. And then on top of that, we put 2 tablespoons of butter also into the pan. And also, before you start all of this, make sure you go ahead and line a 9-inch baking dish with tin foil. I did not do that at the beginning. So then we're going to continue on, and we add 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then before we start cooking it, because once it starts cooking, you cannot stop. So then we have to add, or I put aside 2 cups of mini marshmallows, and that's what's going in there now. Is I put this to the side so that way once everything's off the heat, this is really fast, like it has to be fast moving. So then you also put 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate morsels. Of course, I'm using the Toll House brand. And then you can also add pecans if you wanted to. A lot of my family doesn't like nuts, so I always leave the pecans or walnuts out. But if you did, it would be 1/2 cup of pecans or walnuts. Everything will be in the description box below. And then on one side is also go ahead and do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So the higher the heat of this fudge, it tends to crumble and dry out. So it's on medium heat, and once it starts boiling, you can't stop stirring. So what I'm doing here is I'm just stirring it until it starts to boil, making sure you're scraping the bottoms and the sides. And yeah, so now we're going to sit here and watch it. This is kind of sped up a little bit. It's not too bad. It's not quick. The reason is because it would have been a long time of you watching me stir, and that would not be any fun. So it's not sped up very much, but it's sped up a little tiny bit. So you're going to start seeing that the bubbles are going to come around the edge of the pan. This pan is a non-stick pan. It is from granite stone, and you could seriously melt chocolate by itself. No butter, no nothing in this pan, just straight up chocolate, and it'll just slide right out. These pans are absolutely amazing. So now we're going to go ahead and just keep stirring. Once you start heating this up, it has to continue being stirred. You cannot let it go, because if you do, it could scorch the bottom, and then the fudge is ruined. This is a constant movement in order for this to come out creamy. So make sure your heat is on medium heat, and if you do higher heat, which you can, it's just more of a dry, crumbly fudge instead of a creamy, smooth fudge. So I pointed out there that you could see the bubbles starting to form. And now this is where it's going to get thick. The more it boils, and when it gets into a rapid boil, you are to boil it for 4 minutes. It says 4 to 5 minutes, but I did 4 minutes because I want it to be a little bit more creamier. So now it's going to get all frosty, and it's going to turn thick, and it's going to turn real thick. So now that it's boiling, you definitely do not want to leave it by itself. You want to constantly stir it on the same heat, medium heat. And you can see that when I'm whisking it, you can see sometimes the bottom of the pan a little bit. That's a good thing. So if you guys are liking what you're seeing so far, please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do get back to the comments, and I will be checking the comments as well, because, I like to interact with you guys. So, you can see that it's getting thicker and everything. So I've already started the timer a while ago, and so we should be going ahead and coming to the end of, you guys watching me stir, the beginning of this fudge. This stuff is absolutely amazing. It's really good. Fudge used to scare me all the time, and now I'm just like, I just recently made peanut butter fudge, and now I'm like willing to try the different types of fudge. I found that the Nestle Toll House fudge is a lot easier for me to make, and it's just, to me, it tastes better. So the timer should be going off soon. Now, when the timer goes off for 4 minutes, you can do 4 to 5 minutes. I did 4 because, like I said, we like a creamier fudge. So when the timer goes off, you have to remove it from the heat. And that's about what happened now, or that's what's going to happen now. Pretty soon, I guess. During the Christmas time, I'm in the kitchen for days, making stuff. Okay, so now the timer went off for 4 minutes. We're adding the marshmallows, and we're making it to where the marshmallows are kind of melted, but not all the way melted before I add the chocolate chips. And the reason is because this is going to be cooling down rapidly, and we want the chocolate chips to also melt. And then while the chocolate chips are in there, I also throw in the 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then now it's just stirring it up. And you're going to see, first off, how amazing this pan is, because even though it's all, chocolatey and gooey and everything, this pan just look at it. Like when I'm stirring it, you can see how clean the pan is on the bottom. And so we're just making sure that everything's mixed up. And now that it's mixed up, it's cooling right now, so we have to hurry up and get it into the pan. And so we just go ahead and dump it into the 9-inch pre-foiled pan. Unfortunately, I didn't do the foil before, and so before it got really boiling, I had to do the pan. So then we just go ahead and spread it out, and yeah. Now we're spreading it out, making sure it gets to all the corners. And then I just left it out until it hit room temperature, really. Room temperature. And then when it does that, you can either put it in the fridge. The refrigerator will kind of dry it out if it's not in a sealed container. Or you can just go ahead and cut it there. Now when we cut it, it was out at room temperature. And then when we cut it, it was still creamy. And then we just stored it in an airtight container, and this fudge turned out absolutely beautiful. And so there's the final product. Not too pretty, didn't really decorate it up a little bit, but you can cut it into as big pieces or as small pieces as you want. And I always just let it do this. There's different sizes in there because people like it. I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this channel, watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing. I appreciate you so much. Also follow me on my social medias. All their links will be in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and I pray that you guys have a very Merry Christmas, and look for my bundt cake recipe coming out tomorrow. May God bless you, and have a wonderful holiday, and a Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year to you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.